All right, so here we go. I sit here, everybody that I've ever been with, I made it real easy. They didn't have to work. Granted, if they did work, it would have helped. But I paid all the bills, made sure there was a roof over everybody's head, food in everybody's stomach, clothes on everybody's back. But yet, I'm the bad guy when it comes to the breakup. Just recently, I'm in a relationship and 3.5 years on and off. She was gone in Texas for half a year, but 3.5 years on and off. We have a beautiful daughter together. She refuses to take care of things. The house smelled like shit. The messes all over the floor, dishes piling up. She got dishes in the bedroom with used condoms on them, and I don't use condoms. So where in the fuck them come from? Came up with the excuse that she used them on her vibrator. All right, whatever, dude. I don't care. Still trying to make it work for my daughter's sake. Big mistake. So I sat there 6 months. The last 6 months that my daughter was home, I kept asking her to please leave. If you're not happy, just leave, leave, leave. She refused to. Then she sat there and is telling everybody I'm being abusive because I'm sitting there telling her what CPS wants her to do in order for our daughter to stay in our home, in order for us to be a family, blah, blah, blah. Right? So I stopped because I was told that that's being controlling. So I shut up. I don't say nothing else to her. So she sits there and tells people that I'm too dangerous to be around my daughter. Why? Because I'm silent now? Because I'm not fighting with you. I'm sitting here watching you abuse our daughter, and there ain't nothing that I can say to correct you because that's being controlling. Smacking our daughter because she's wiggling while you're changing her butt, telling her to shut the fuck up, screaming at her all the time, calling her a bitch. Under a year old, calling our daughter a bitch, telling her to shut the fuck up, smacking her all the time, hitting her, throwing her down in the pack and play, yanking her up from her crib, yelling at her because you barely got sleep, supposedly, when you was laying in bed all night asleep while I was awake all night and then had to go to work. Keep me awake all day and all night, nonstop. But I'm being controlling and abusive. So our daughter gets taken. Then she finally fucking leaves. Finally. Now, things are looking pretty good for me as far as this whole CPS case goes. I'm doing everything they want me to do, and it's not just for CPS, it's for me too. I ain't gonna lie. I'm learning some stuff that, I never would have known. And I'm learning how I can control myself in certain situations. So, she's out there telling everybody on the planet that everything that happened is my fault and blah, blah, blah. Okay? Whatever. Everybody's got opinions. You know what I mean? Assumptions, whatever. Then she's got her boyfriends getting in my inbox and threatening me nonstop, thinking that that's going to stop me from seeing my daughter because then they'll label it being too dangerous. Well, little do you know, honey, all those people that you are pinning against me are seeing your true colors and they're going against you. I've always been told that the truth will reveal itself in the end. I have prayed on this, that people would see exactly what was going on. Very slim amount of people have seen exactly what was going on, but it's all word of mouth. And these are all people that have lived here, that she caused them to leave because of all the abuse and everything else. It was a big mess. Bridges were burned. There's certain people that won't talk to me anymore. There's a lot. So court hearings that we are having, they're sitting there saying that Bethany's out there saying that I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to get my daughter taken from her and this and that and the other. That's not what I wanted. I wanted her to be a good mom. That's all I wanted. Okay? But I can't control what she does. I can control what I do, but I can't control what anybody else does. Okay? I got a neighbor upstairs that plays his music loud as hell. You think I can control him? No, I can't. I ignore it. I continue on with my day. Okay? Turn my TV up a little bit so I can hear my TV. I'm learning certain skills to be able to cope with things that I cannot control. Amongst that, I go to court. Everything looks good. Blah, blah, blah. I'm being told that she's not going to her visitations. Now that hurts because our daughter had a good bond with her. And for her not to take that into consideration to at least see our daughter, it hurts me. So regardless of what happens when my daughter comes home, I am going to make sure that she knows that no matter what, I am going to be there for her. If she has a problem, she can come to me. I'm not going to yell and scream at her. If she makes a mistake at 16 or 17 and tells me, well, I'm pregnant, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to tell her, look, okay, what are we going to do about this? Her response is probably going to be, I don't know, we're scared. Okay, you have choices that you can make. There's choices that I would like for you to make, but we won't get into that. What do you want to do? If she tells me she wants to keep the baby, I'll tell her, okay, that's what I was hoping for. So how can I help you? How can I help you be the better person than I am to make sure that you succeed? That right there, I think, is what a good parent needs to do. A lot of parents will flip out over that. Like I said, I'm going to have to take a deep breath if that ever does happen. This is way in the future. But for the now, I want her to know that I'm going to be there for her no matter what. She can make the biggest mistake and really upset me, and I will sit there calmly and talk to her about it. I'm not going to smack her. I'm not going to yell at her. I'm not, like right now, she'll get into my stuff and I'll tell her, look, that's daddy's. She'll turn around and, come back to me and we'll play a little bit. You know what I mean? That right there is teaching me something. It's teaching me to be humble in all situations. Because to tell you the truth, I used to be amped up. I used to be really amped up. Somebody upset me, the whole freaking world would know it. But my kids have taught me to be humble in situations. My relationships have taught me to be humble. I have gone through so much between being treated like trash, being cheated on, being mentally and some physically abused, and then put through the ringer in court. So now the only option that I have is to be humble. The humility that I have, I don't know how to put this in words. I just put it like this. For me, the humbleness that I have been putting out, projecting, has literally brought some positive people in my life. And these positive people have been helping guiding me through this. Some of the positive people are my family. Granted, people have their own opinions. Okay, I'll take your opinion, and, it is what it is. But at the same point in time, I don't have to take that opinion and put it into play. I can take that opinion and just shove it away if it's a bad opinion that I think. But at the same point in time, I am going to do whatever I have to do to make sure that my daughter is in a safe environment and not having to worry about getting yelled at, screamed at, smacked, thrown down, pushed down, knocked down, and all this. I am at that point in my life where I can do this by myself. I can be a single dad. I can do this alone. I do have a support system of family and friends that will be there for me. Will I ask them of anything? Probably not. Because I'm one of them stubborn people that I want to do this on my own. Will they be there for me if I need the help? Yes, they will. And for that, I am grateful. But I am telling this to every single man that is dealing with an abusive, narcissistic relationship. Please stand up for yourself and get out of it. You can do this on your own. Yeah, the first month, maybe 2 months of the dead silence in your place is going to drive you batty. But after that, you're sitting back and you're able to play your video game or watch your favorite movie and stuff and not hear somebody yelling at you. That's going to feel great. Insanity is repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. You will never get a different outcome. You'll get the same outcome every single time. And running right back to that person is just going to cause the same problems over and over again. And this goes for women too. If you're in an abusive relationship, be strong enough to get up and get out. Because your worth is worth a lot more than dealing with that garbage every single day. I think that people in this world really need to learn humility. 100%. We need to think about how what we say or what we do is going to affect that person. Because if you don't think about that, then you are selfish. 100%. Do I do selfish things? Yes, I do. But I'm trying to redirect myself from doing that. I'm trying to see how it's going to affect my daughter if I do this. Is it going to affect my daughter if I do this? I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I'm a perfect parent whatsoever. I have my problems. I have made my mistakes. I am learning from them. By no means am I a perfect person. By no means am I a perfect parent. But I am trying my hardest. And that's all I can do in this crazy world. And if somebody's got a problem with me trying my hardest, then they don't have to be around me. Because at this point in my life, I don't need people fighting against me. I need people fighting with me and for me. That's where I'm at in my life. I am too old for this petty high school drama BS. Everybody needs to start coming together as people instead of trash. And start treating people the way you want to be treated. If you want to be treated like dirt, then treat everybody on the planet like dirt. Let's see how far that gets you. Because you'll burn every single bridge and not one person will want to be around you. If you want to be treated right, then treat the other people correctly. I remember sitting there at Kroger and this old lady could not reach the top shelf. She didn't even have to ask me. I reached up and grabbed her juice that she wanted, put it in her cart for her. She thanked me and wanted to give me money, and I told her, no, keep your money. I know how it is. There's going to be a day where somebody's going to return that favor to me. That's the way you got to look at it. Do something positive, and positive things will come back to you. It may not come back when you absolutely want it to, but it'll come back when you need it to. Instead of putting fathers down all the time, how about we uplift them and try to have the fathers go down the right path if they're going down the wrong path? Instead of stripping their kids from them, instead of sitting there and stripping their rights by having them pay child support. Because that's just showing the women that the men don't physically have to be there, but their paycheck has to be there. How is that going to help that child? Tell me how that helps that child. Because while that child's sitting there asking, why can I not see my daddy? Oh, you can't see him, but he's paying for you. That is teaching that child that, okay, if somebody pays for me, then I can treat him however I want. How is that good for a society? Somebody please explain that. Anyways, my rant's done, man. I could talk until I'm blue in the face, and some people will take it and twist it around how this is negative towards them or whatever. I don't care. Some people will take it and put it into action, which would be great. That's all I'm asking, is to see some action around this planet, man. Not everybody's going to be perfect, humble, and kind, but we can try our hardest. I'm driving down the road and I see so many people riding my bumper, flying around me. Hell, I had a vehicle that flew around me and ended up in the ditch. I still pulled over and helped them. After they rode my bumper for 5 miles and then flew around me, ended up on the roof of their vehicle in the ditch. I literally pulled over the side of the road, went down there, helped them get out of their car and called 911 and let them know that he slid off the road. Didn't give them a reason why. I didn't say, yeah, this guy was driving like an idiot and he flipped his car. No, I just said the guy, slid off the road and rolled his car. You know why? Because he's already having a bad enough day because his car is on its roof in the ditch. Why make it worse by getting him a ticket? Makes no sense. That's the humility that people need to show. If somebody is doing you wrong, try to correct it by showing them humility. Don't feed into their negativity, because when you feed into their negativity, then the negativity goes back and forth nonstop. And where is that going to get? It's just a big tug of war. And it resolves nothing. It solves nothing. It's not even worth it at that point. You're better off just sticking your head in the hole in the ground. So it's better to sit there and treat, somebody sits there and calls you a SOB. Just look at them and say, hey, you must be having a really bad day. Is there any way that I can help you? 90% of the time, they're going to sit back and be like, whoa, where's this coming from? And then they'll calm down. I've done it. If you need to get your frustrations out, find you a hobby. Mine is playing Call of Duty. I'll get online and I'll be in a private chat with my family, cussing out the enemies all the time. That's how I get my frustration out. That way I can be humble during the day. I've literally had people at work sit there call me lazy. Okay, I'm sorry you feel that way. Is there anything that I can help you to change that, the way you feel? Do I get mad that I'm doing a bunch of stuff and some people are standing around? Yep. But if I fight back, what is that going to do? I'll be the insubordinate one and I'll get fired. That puts me in a bad situation, worse than somebody calling me lazy. Instead, I'm sorry you see it that way. I have done this, 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 and this. Is there anything else that I can do to make your day better? Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Maybe the person's not seeing what you're doing. You know what I mean? So you don't sit there and say, well, I've done this all day and you've sat on your butt. No. I've done this, this, and this. Is there anything else that I can do for you to help you out, to make your day better? How can somebody fight that response? You've told them what you've done, but yet you're still asking them if you can help them further. Is there anything negative out of that? Absolutely not. I'm busy doing a project. Somebody tries pulling me away. Hey, can you give me just a moment? I'm focusing on this, and then I can be right with you. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Oh, okay. Just see me when you're done. All right, cool. They got the biggest attitude on the planet. That tone will change them quick. Just like when you're dealing with children. Your tone with your child, if your child is throwing a hissy fit, don't yell at them because it's going to make it worse. Pick your kid up. Say, give me a hug. Boom, guaranteed they'll give you a hug. Then guess what? The fit stopped. 90% of the time, a child will throw a fit because they are looking for attention. The other 10% is because they want something they cannot have. Instead of giving into that, because like if you can't afford it or something like that, go home with them, grab out some paper, some printer paper or something if you have it. Sit down at the table and draw and color with them. That'll make their day. Play cards. Play a video game with them sitting on your lap. Just that interaction with them will take their mind completely off of what they could not have because you cannot afford it, and put it on what you're doing right now, which is spending time with them. Quality time. My daughter threw a fit the other day because I would not let her in the kitchen. It's blocked off by a gate. Well, she's taking the gate and shaking it. So I picked her up. She's kicking her feet. I turned her around. I said, can I get a hug? She put her arms right around my neck and gave me the biggest hug ever. And then gave me a kiss. She's not even 2 years old yet. Just me asking her for a hug totally changed that around. Did I start it out with, give me a hug? No. But I'm trying to redirect my brain to do that. It started out with me picking her up saying, no, we're not doing this right now. And then I thought, it's like, that's not going to get nowhere. Hey, baby girl, let me get a hug. Can daddy get a hug, please? That totally de-escalated everything. So it doesn't just work with adults, it works with children too. Put that to thought. Everybody have a blessed day.